Hey everyone, Tesla is ramping up spending on developing its Robotaxi and full self-driving. And I'm going to talk about why that's great news for Nvidia stock investors, actually, maybe more so than it's good news for Tesla stock investors. So let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at these details here. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now. All right, so Tesla saying that they pushed out their latest model to around 1.8 million vehicles, and they're seeing about half of people use it. I'm talking about full self-driving, that is the software. And so far, the percentage is increasing with each passing week. So we now have over 300 billion miles that have been driven with FSD version 12 since the launch of full self-driving. Supervised full self-driving, they make sure to highlight. Now, this comes as they reduce the price, the subscription price, to $99 a month. Now, Tesla's been talking a lot about their latest full self-driving and how eventually it's going to become a robo-taxi, and giving investors a lot of models and predictions for how much revenue they could one day achieve, how much profit they will achieve. They do a lot of calculating and assuming that if you have a car right now, you're barely using it for maybe 1 hour per day. If it turns into a robo-taxi, that car is going to be getting driven much more often, and you can capture the value of that. If you calculate this based on this, multiply this, many assumptions with little actual tangible results for investors. However, Nvidia is benefiting right now, tangible sales exploding, profits exploding, cash flow exploding right now as companies like Tesla are spending billions of dollars on developing artificial intelligence capabilities, one of those capabilities being driverless cars. So this is interesting to be sure. Tesla saying that they will showcase their purpose-built robotaxi or cybercab in August. So investors will get yet another show and tell from Tesla without actual numbers coming out just yet. Hopefully we get more on the Robotaxi event in August. Hopefully we get, I don't even know what we'll get from Tesla. At this point, it's been a lot of talk from Tesla, and it's hard to calculate at this point what the probability is that Tesla will achieve full self-driving or when it will achieve it, because it's been so many years now, starting since 2015, that Tesla's been talking about, it's almost here. It's almost here. We're going to do it. We've got this and we've got that. And we got more of that in this quarterly conference call with Tesla talking more about, oh, it's almost here. We're going to do it. We have this many miles, as I just showed you here. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Meanwhile, let's take a look at this here. So they have roughly 35,000 H100S graphic processing units. And of course, Nvidia is the one that sells these. And they expect that to be probably 85,000 units or thereabouts by the end of this year. So they're going to more than double their number of GPUs they have available, the H100S to be specific. And Nvidia is the one that's selling these. So that's great news for Nvidia that Tesla plans to ramp up spending on these GPUs. Now, whether or not Tesla achieves full self-driving or when or what version, whatever those details might be, Nvidia is going to benefit. Nvidia is benefiting already. Nvidia's sales are exploding, like I mentioned earlier. These are direct sales to Nvidia right now, even before there is full self-driving, even before there's driverless car technology, full driverless car technology that I'm talking about here, where you can let go of the wheel and do something else beyond your laptop, answering emails, working on grading papers, whatever the case might be. If you can do something else when you're in your car in those times that you're commuting to work, that adds a lot of value to consumers. But as it is right now, these full self-driving features are just cool technology that you can show off to your friends and family. And it's just a glorified cruise control, essentially, because what's the value that it adds to you, the customer, if you have to sit in front of the wheel and touch the wheel every few seconds and you can't do something else. You can't work on something else. You can't take a nap. You can't do anything other than be a driver, right? But once it makes that switch between a glorified cruise control to completely full self-driving where you can go in the back seat and just take a nap, that's where the value is. That's where they can get customers broadly paying thousands of dollars for that feature. As it is right now, it's only really marketable to those few tech enthusiasts that are really wanting that latest, coolest technology that they can show off and say, look at how cool this is, and really not get that value in return for what you're paying, right? I think the latest price was $8,000 for this full self-driving feature. $8,000. You can buy a used car for that amount. That solves your transportation problem. $8,000. How many Uber rides can you get with $8,000? So the value versus customer price that they're paying, it's not really there yet for broad market adoption. But once it is, that's where it will really unlock a lot of value for Tesla, but also for Nvidia, because once it gets there, or to get there, it looks like Tesla's going to need so many more of Nvidia's GPUs. And Nvidia is, making a lot of money from companies developing large language models. Because Tesla's not going to be the only one with driverless car technology. We're seeing it already. GM has its Cruise unit. Google has Waymo. Mercedes-Benz has arguably better technology in terms of full self-driving compared to Tesla. If you're looking at the levels, L1, L2, L3, L4, Mercedes is ahead of Tesla. So there's other companies, lots of other companies developing this technology that NVIDIA will benefit from. And I've talked about in my NVIDIA videos how this could be the next boom cycle for NVIDIA. Right now, it's in that boom cycle from developing large language models. Companies are buying NVIDIA's chips to develop large language models. And some, like Tesla, are buying its chips to develop this technology. But once this technology hits that inflection point, just like artificial intelligence hit the inflection point with the launch of ChatGPT, that was the point that really unlocked all of this spending in that industry. Once this driverless car technology hits that inflection point where people can be comfortably sitting in the back and having these cars drive them around, that could unlock the next wave of revenue and profit and cash flow growth for NVIDIA. So if investors, I would argue, are bullish or think very highly about Tesla's capability in driverless cars and think that Tesla's going to benefit so greatly from driverless car technology, I would argue investing in NVIDIA stock is a better way to play that trend, to play that thesis, than investing in Tesla stock, which is more expensive than NVIDIA stock. Tesla is trading at a forward price to earnings that's higher than what NVIDIA is trading for. So that's what I think here. I think this is great news for NVIDIA stock investors, as well as, it's good news that Tesla's making progress here, but Tesla's been making progress for several years now, since 2015, telling investors that we're almost there in achieving full driverless car technology. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.